Have you ever stumbled upon a project on GitHub that seems perfect, but then you realize it's no longer maintained? It's frustrating, right? If you found yourself in this situation, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to explore how to find the latest commits from forked repositories on GitHub. I totally get it. You find a framework that looks promising, but it hasn't been updated in ages. And with so many forks out there, it can feel overwhelming trying to find the most recent one. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. One user asked, how can I find the latest commit from forked repositories on GitHub? They mentioned that the network graph isn't available for larger projects, making it even harder to track down the most recent updates. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So, why is this happening? When a repository has many forks, it can be challenging to sift through them all to find the most active one. GitHub's interface can sometimes make it tricky to see which forks have the latest commits. But don't worry, we will break it down step by step. And stick around. I have a great tip at the end that will help you keep track of active forks effortlessly. To find the latest commits from forked repositories on GitHub, the user should start by navigating to the original repository page. This is where all the forks are listed. Next, the user should click on the forks link. This will take them to a list of all the repositories that have forked from the original. Once on the forks page, the user can sort the forks by the most recent update. They should look for a sorting option, usually found at the top of the list. After sorting, the user can browse through the list of forks. Each entry will show the date of the last commit, allowing them to identify the most active forks. Finally, the user can click on any fork to explore its contents further. This will help them determine if the fork meets their needs. Fun fact, did you know that GitHub hosts over 200 million repositories? That's a lot of code to sift through. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach to find the latest commits from forked repositories on GitHub is to use the GitHub API. This method allows you to list the forks of a repository, and the results are sorted by newest by default. Let's take a look at an answer from another user. An alternative approach shared by another user involves using a JSON tool called JQ. This tool can help you filter out only the forks that have been modified. By comparing the created and updated dates, you can identify which forks have recent changes. The user also provided a JQ script that allows you to specify a threshold for how much newer a fork's updated date should be compared to its created date. This helps in narrowing down the results to only those forks that have been actively modified. Additionally, the user mentions a simpler method by checking if the push date is greater than the created date. This quick check can also help you find the most recently updated forks. Here's the tip I promised. Consider using GitHub's API to automate the process of checking for recent commits and forks. This can save you a ton of time. And there you have it. You now know how to find the latest commits from forked repositories on GitHub. Remember, staying updated with active forks can lead to better project outcomes. If you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button for more tips, and don't miss our next video on maximizing your GitHub experience.